Gary Gensler and the SEC have some harsh words for crypto and cryptocurrency exchanges. Plus, guys, our overlords at the World Economic Forum posted an article of what the future holds for cryptocurrency. We're going to go over that. Plus, CNBC's got some bold Bitcoin price predictions. I'm going to go over all those price predictions. So you're definitely going to want to stay to the end of this episode because I got this. Plus, all the top crypto news stories of the week the mainstream media is definitely not talking about. Anyway, guys, let's get straight into it. What I think is the biggest story today from Yahoo Finance. Check this out, guys. Federal Reserve top bank regulators flag significant worries over crypto assets. The Federal Reserve, FDIC, and Office of the Comptroller of the Currency, OCC, issued a joint statement warning about significant risks crypto assets may pose to the broader banking system. It is important that risks related to crypto asset sector cannot be mitigated or controlled. Do not mitigate to the banking system, the agency said in a joint statement. Guys, I read the whole article and listened to the whole video with Gary Gensler. A whole bunch of nothing, but I do want to play this short clip from Gary's interview, and I'm going to give my thoughts. Check this out, because I thought this was very, very strange. Check this out, guys.
Right, but can we expect tailored rules for crypto in 2023? What are your goals for regulating crypto next year?
I've got one goal, is that these platforms, the exchanges, the lending platforms, come into compliance. They can do that appropriately, working with the SEC, or we can continue on the course with more enforcement actions, and I would have to say that the runway is getting shorter.
The runway is getting shorter.
The runway is getting shorter for, he's talking about crypto exchanges to come into compliance with SEC regulation. Now, what I want y'all to understand about this is that Brian Armstrong, the CEO of Coinbase, has come out multiple times, and it's like, we can't even get a meeting with Gary Gensler and the SEC because we want to be in compliance, but you're not giving us the guidelines. You're doing what's called regulating through enforcement, meaning that you broke a law that you didn't know was a law, and they're coming at you now. Now, this is interesting to note because Gary Gensler had a cozy relationship with our boy Sam Bankman-Fried. He was meeting regularly with Sam Bankman-Fried. So if they're worried about the financial contagion, leaking over from crypto into the traditional banking system, then maybe they should put Sam Bankman-Fried in jail since he just posted bail and is a free man walking the streets currently because he pleaded not guilty. But anyway, so I know if you're seeing this article, a lot of you are probably like, oh, wow, well, this doesn't look good for crypto. Well, they know they can't ban crypto. They know they can't ban it. But through enforcement agencies like the SEC and these hound dogs like Gary Gensler, they can essentially go after everyone involved and make life hell for them. Make it where these companies aren't even going to want to operate in the United States. They're just going to want to move offshore. And once they move offshore, well, guess what? Then the SEC, there's really nothing they can do. So all Gary Gensler and the SEC is doing is really pushing out crypto innovation. And guys, we're in a recession right now. Wouldn't it be great for our economy? This could get our economy booming. This could create jobs if we just had some common sense crypto regulation and we didn't have people like Gary Gensler holding the industry back. So I know a lot of you probably read this article and you're probably like, well, Kevin, this is not good for crypto. 2023 is going to be a terrible year for crypto. Well, maybe not exactly. Maybe not exactly. Let me segue into the next article and I'm going to give my thoughts. So check this out, guys. So our overlords at the World Economic Forum, they posted this article. This is what the future holds for cryptocurrencies. And guys, I'm going to go over some shocking details in this article, but let me start by saying, anytime I bring up this organization, this is not a conspiracy theory. It's literally on their website. They literally have a website. They have meetings that your president, Joe Biden, that nearly all the world leaders, every single corporation in the United States is an active member of the World Economic Forum. So this is, let me make this, if I ever talking about conspiracy, I'll say, hey guys, this is my conspiracy theory. This is an actual article on the actual website. Okay. Now that we got that out the way, let's go back from the World Economic Forum's website. This is what the future holds for cryptocurrency. So it says this, guys, 2022 was a terrible year for cryptocurrencies with the loss of $2 trillion in market value. We could now see the handover of crypto technologies and blockchain infrastructure to more regulated and established institutions. Cryptography and blockchains will continue to be integral parts of the modern economic toolkit. So what that is essentially saying is that, they can't ban these assets, but what they can do is take the control of these assets and put them into the traditional banking system, meaning that the Goldman Sachs, the JP Morgan Chases, that they want those because they are the authorities, they are qualified, and they are going to handle all of crypto transactions, meaning that to buy, sell, trade crypto, you're going to have to go through the big banks. This kind of segues back to what Gary Gensler was saying, how they're going after all of these exchanges that are non-compliant. Yeah, because they're going to try to enforce everyone out the picture except for the big banks, the central banks that already rule your life, that already basically run the country. We do not want to give the central banks more power. Unfortunately, this is kind of the direction it's going. So when people say, oh, they're going to ban Bitcoin, they're going to ban crypto, no. You think Gary Gensler, you think Joe Biden is going to go against the World Economic Forum? They own him. Come on, guys. So let me show you something else in the article that's kind of disturbing. I'm giving my thoughts. So this is what it says here, guys. Just as it took the dot-com bubble burst in the early 2000s to hand over the future of the internet to more durable companies, business models, and use cases, perhaps 2022 marks a handover of crypto technology and blockchain infrastructure to steadier hands. While the underlying technology of cryptography and blockchain is generalizable to all industries and coordinating activities, collectively the building blocks of Web3, experimentation at the core of financial services, among other sectors, continues unabated. Indeed, as a test of the staying power of digital assets and blockchains at the core of financial services and other areas of the global economy. Watch what the big banks and mature financial services firms do, not what they say. Guys, let me repeat that. Watch what the big banks and mature financial service firms do, not what they say. So guys, this whole article, again, a whole bunch of, if it seemed confusing, it's a whole bunch of nothing. Essentially what they're saying is the entire world is going to be built on Web3 and blockchain technology, and they want to take the power, the decentralization out of the hands of the people. They want to give the power to the big banks because we can trust the big banks, guys. They've never done anything wrong. I mean, any overdraft fees, all of that, big banks, redlining, discrimination, in against black people and mortgages. Big banks have never done anything wrong, so that they need to be the ones to harbor this technology. It's on the website, guys. It's on the website. So what do you guys think? Check it. It says this. While the most famous vote face on policy towards crypto and blockchain belongs to JP Morgan, they no longer alone among major financial institutions in embracing Web3. Arguably just as broad, and executive teams reluctantly own their cybersecurity and digital transformation mandates. The embrace of crypto technology is equally inevitable. Inevitable, even if the term feels like a bad word. For all its faults, the technology remains a protagonist in the global financial world. So you gotta read this stuff for yourself, guys. So what they're saying is watch what the big players and the big banks do, and not what they say. That's interesting because I've talked to you on this channel, whether it's Warren Buffett, whether it's any of these big names that come out and have, are against crypto. What have I told y'all? Watch what they do and not what they say, because they always say something negative about crypto, like Donald Trump. Like Donald Trump has said very negative things about crypto. And what's he go and do? Goes and makes an NFT. Warren Buffett says that Bitcoin's rat poison, and what's he do? Goes and invests $1 billion into a crypto bank. This is the, guys, I'm not going to get conspiratorial. Go read the article for yourself. Let me show you another part of the article, guys. This is a different article from our overlords at the World Economic Forum. Bunch of people all with headsets on, and the metaverse, how to build something we can all gain from. 4 things you need to know. This article, 4 things you need to know about the metaverse this month. Business schools venture into the metaverse. Yeah, guys, all school, like that's what they want to do. They want to put all schools in the metaverse. Gender inequality is happening in the metaverse. The metaverse is it barely exists yet, but gender equality is already a fact of life there. According to McKinsey, it says that the gender gap in the metaverse is similar to that of Fortune 500 companies, where less than 10% of CEOs are women. So essentially what they're saying, guys, the metaverse is a sausage fest. We need to get some chicks in there. I mean, guys, so you have to really understand who these organizations are in that, we didn't elect the World Economic Forum. There's nobody on the World Economic Forum that United States citizens elected. They're not even a United States entity. They're in Davos, Switzerland, yet they're dictating policy to our policymakers, to whether it's Joe Biden, the SEC. They're dictating the way the world's going to go. And, a key pillar of the World Economic Forum is this term stakeholder capitalism. And what go look up stakeholder capitalism for yourself. But essentially, they want the largest corporations running the world. Now, when I ask you a question, I don't care what your political bias is. I don't care what you're left-leaning, right-leaning, if you're independent. I don't care. Do you want to live in a world where the largest corporations dictate which direction the world goes, that makes the policy for the world, it makes the laws, that makes the social constructs, the social norms? Do you want to live in that world? I don't, but all right, next article, guys. Coinbase returns to pre-IPO valuation as market cap drives below $8 billion. So, so Coinbase is below its initial public offering valuation. And this is interesting, guys. So it's sitting at, it's down 89%. Most of the stock market is hammered right now, sitting at $35 a share. So I guess what you have to ask yourself is, do you think Coinbase is going to be here in 10 years? And I personally think that I don't know what Coinbase's role is with the whole New World Order, with the World Economic Forum. That I do not know. Seems that Coinbase has a kind of strained relationship with the SEC. And if you're an investor, not financial advice, I think I'm going to buy some of this, because if you're going to, where I want to put my bets in the stock market, which, if you think crypto's rigged, if you think crypto's a scam, do a deep dive on what's really going on in the stock market. Stock market is way more of a scam than crypto ever thought about being. But at $35 a share, down 89%, it's going to be hard for me not to put some money in Coinbase stock, guys, because I don't see Coinbase going anywhere. They partner with BlackRock, so I think BlackRock would know something, but who knows? Anyways, next story, guys. Reuters. Bankman-Fried's parents have been physically threatened, his lawyer said. And this is a Bloomberg article, guys. Sam Bankman-Fried asked judge to keep his bail guarantor secret. Then this is following this article, guys. Check this out. Sam Bankman-Fried gets to keep bail co-signer's secret, just like his lawyers did for Ghislaine Maxwell. A judge approved a request that argued that signatures like Sam Bankman-Fried's parents could face threats of harassment. So Sam Bankman-Fried was bailed out like $250 million, and they're keeping the names of some of the people that bailed him out secret. Now, why? Is it Joe Biden? Is it Gary Gensler? Is it Kevin O'Leary? I have no idea. I do think it's interesting that the guy's got the same lawyer that Ghislaine Maxwell have. You can't make this stuff up at this point. But why are they keeping these names a secret? Do I think that Sam Bankman-Fried's parents are facing death threats or harms, physical harms? Probably so. Do I think that any of these people are in any real harm? No, because they live in gated subdivisions. They live in, they're some of the richest, most powerful people in the world. No, I don't think. I think they're just using this as a cover to keep the other two people's names secret. But I think over time, those names will probably come out, and it's probably going to be people that maybe Elizabeth Warren. I don't know. Just speculating. But very interesting, guys, because Sam Bankman-Fried is now walking the streets. He is no longer in jail. He's pleaded not guilty. So if he pleads not guilty, then what was he apologizing the last couple months for? Things that make you go, Anyway, next story, guys. So White House claims, meeting between Sam Bankman-Fried and senior Biden officials were all about the pandemic. Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre conceded the 4 meetings may have also covered general information about crypto. So the White House was meeting with Sam Bankman-Fried, the biggest scammer in the world, regularly. And what the White House press secretary has said that they were meeting about pandemics. Now, I want to ask you, you're smart. You made it this far in the video, you're smart. Drop a 100 emoji in the comments. What do you think Sam Bankman-Fried knows about pandemics? Does he know anything about pandemics? Well, let me play this Nas Daily clip, and I'm going to give you my thoughts. Check this out.
It's a place that you would go to buy and sell Bitcoin and other digital assets.
And this is the crazy part. In 2 years, his company became one of the biggest in the world, worth over $40 billion, and he's not even 30 years old. That's impressive. But Sam is not a traditional billionaire because he believes in the concept of earn to give, which means his goal as a human is to make as much money as possible just to give it away. Earn to give. And that's exactly what he's doing.
So let's say that you have $100 and you want to figure out what you can do with it to help the world. Earning to give is thinking about which causes, which charities save the most lives per dollar. This $100 can go as far as it possibly can to help the world.
Last year, this 29-year-old guy donated $50 million. Next year, he's planning to donate $500 million a year. And next decade, he will probably give away more than $10 billion.
The amount of good that you can do for the future of the world is really large, and it's way more than you can do to actually make yourself happy with anything like that amount of money.
And he is funding everything you can think of. Global warming.
It's one of the biggest problems that we have to tackle together as a world.
COVID-19 preparedness.
We have to be ready for the next pandemic.
Neglected tropical diseases.
More than $1 billion.
All right, so this is obviously prior to Sam's arrest. So he wants to prepare for upcoming pandemic. Sam, is it you that's going to cause the next pandemic? I don't really understand. So what's interesting about this, guys, is it's just comical looking back on it, and shame on me for not exposing this guy way earlier. But what I want you to think about is that Sam, in leaked messages have come out, leaked Twitter messages where Sam has said that all of this virtue signaling was all fake. So if all of this was fake, and he's admitted that all this, I want to give back, I want to donate all my money, and I want to, stop global warming, that he admitted that this was all a facade and it was all fake, then that would beg me to say, well, what was his meetings with the White House really about? Because what I think it was about is perhaps, Sam being the second largest donor to Joe Biden and one of the largest donors to the Democrats, was essentially setting up a slush fund to fund future elections. And obviously, where did the funds come from? Well, your funds. It was your stolen customer funds. So while he virtue signals that he wants to give all his money away, no, he wanted to give all of your money away. So, guys, we'll continue to cover this story because it gets crazier and crazier. And I know I said I'd leave y'all on this. So this is the CNBC. The boldest Bitcoin calls of 2023 are out. So CNBC posted this. So this is some top financial advisors or analysts, whoever they are, and they make some bold Bitcoin predictions. And I'm going to go over their price predictions, give my thoughts. So Tim Draper, I believe he's some billionaire investor. He's invested in a lot of tech companies early on, so he kind of knows the sector. And what Tim Draper says, probably the most optimistic of the year, is Bitcoin hitting 250,000 by the end of the year. I don't know about that, Tim, but I'd say we could get close to all-time highs, perhaps. Standard Chartered, I don't know who this is, says 5,000 for some market participants. The worst is yet to come. So this firm or whatever it is saying that we could see a plunge all the way down Bitcoin to 5,000. I wouldn't go there. I don't think we'll get that low because there'll be too many buy orders already set. If it hits that range, it'll just rocket right back up. Mark Mobius, 10,000. Veteran investor Mark Mobius has a relatively successful 2022 in terms of his price call. In May, he forecast Bitcoin would drop to 20,000 when it was trading above 28,000. So Mark's been correct previously, 10,000. Guys, that's kind of the range I think we're going to get in. I think we're going to have some type of catalyst. I don't know what. Don't know what type of gray swan, black swan event's going to happen. And I do think that we could see a $10,000 Bitcoin. But let me be perfectly clear. If we do get into that range, the big boys, the hedge funds, the Goldman Sachs, the BlackRocks, they have buy orders set. already. So the second it goes there, it wicks that 10,000. I wouldn't be surprised you see all the exchanges go down and Bitcoin goes to 10,000 for a couple hours, and then boom, it's back at, 14, 15,000. So is 10,000 possible? Yes, but I do not think we will stay there long. Let me make that perfectly clear. All right, Carol Alexander, 50,000. Carol Alexander, professor of finance at Sussex University, wasn't far off the mark with a prediction that Bitcoin would slip to 10,000 in 2022. Now she thinks the cryptocurrency could be set for gains, but not for reasons you might expect. The catalyst would be more dominoes from the FTX tipping over, Alexander said. If this happens, she expects the price of Bitcoin will top $30,000 in the first quarter, then $50,000 by quarter 3 or 4. There will be a managed bull market in 2023, not a bubble, so we won't see the price overshooting as before. Very possible, guys. I think, she's a professor at some big university, I guess. She knows what she's talking about. I don't know anything. I live in my mom's garage. But 50,000, yeah, possibly. But again, guys, it's not like we're going to get to 50,000 just going to sit there. It's going to be volatility. It's going to be volatility on the way up, volatility on the way down. All right, next prediction. Oh, that was it. Anyway, so guys, I'm kind of out of the business of price predictions. I mean, guys, if you could predict these markets, or if I could predict these markets, I wouldn't be living in my mom's garage. And if you could predict these markets, you wouldn't be watching this video now, would you? You'd be on an island somewhere. Anyway, guys, I'm Classic Kev. Thank you so much for watching. Drop me a 100 emoji in the comments. Anyway, y'all, I'm out. Peace.